We have also seen conduct that could be similar, if not worse, to what Senator Gloria is accused of. When we had, when the minority side was having an altercation with Senator Dule, we saw Senator Eddie get rough and disorderly in the house. I have seen my colleague, Senator Sifuna, address the speaker and tell the speaker, "Shame on you," to his face. Is it because Senator Gloria is a woman? Is it because that Senator Gloria is a woman that she has to go through this punitive? And don't get me wrong, Mr. Speaker, I am
Senator
for...
Sifuna, you are next to contribute. I think you can combine all your issues at that point.
Mr. Speaker has pronounced himself. And don't get me wrong, Mr. Speaker, I am for the role of the Committee of Powers and Privileges.
Just a minute, it's because you have mentioned his name, that is why he has the point of view.
So should he go out ahead?
Senator Sifuna.
Mr. Speaker, pursuant to standing order 120, the matter that is before us is a report of the Powers and Privileges Committee on the conduct of a named senator. I would urge my sister to restrict herself to the contents of this report. It is a matter of record in this House that I have been punished severely for every crimes that I have ever committed on this floor, so that nobody can bring that into this particular discussion. I have never been let scot-free, not because of my sex or anything. I have been punished for all transgressions that have ever happened on this floor, and I don't see how relevant it is to the discussion before this House this afternoon.
And also thank this chair because you have equally been paneled severally for mistakes.
Mr. Speaker, I also...
Finish, but avoid and dragging the names of your colleagues on this matter. You are doing so well before you started.
I am very good. And Mr. Speaker, I don't want to be misunderstood. And don't get me wrong, I am for discipline of the members, I am for the Senate's respect, and I'm for order. But Mr. Speaker, we cannot banish a member for 6 months in this House because of maybe she did not express herself in a way that we expect. She did not conduct herself in a way that we ought.
Senator Gloria Oroba made very specific allegations that have been captured in this report, Mr. Speaker, and her responsibility, her sole responsibility, because we all have responsibility for the statements that we make and the allegations that we make. The first one, and this is found on page 8 of the report by the committee, is an allegation of pursuit of sexual favors in this House. Now, as I have told you, some of these allegations, especially for crimes of morality, immediately the allegation is made, especially to a man. Especially to a man. You are done. The society will not wait for the court case. They will not be interested in what the witnesses will come to say. In the minds of those people, you are a rapist once the allegation has been made. And that is the God honest truth. So, it is not to say that you cannot make an allegation. It is not to say that probably there are no people in this institution of parliament who are seeking sexual favors. That is not what we are saying. We are saying that immediately you pronounce that so and so is seeking sexual favors from you, you have a responsibility to substantiate those allegations. Number two, Mr. Speaker, the second count, there was an allegation of favoritism and discrimination in the execution of the work by the Office of the Clerk and officers of this institution. Now, Mr. Speaker, all that is required to do after making an allegation, if indeed it is true, you must be able to demonstrate with evidence and with fact that these are things that you have not just conjured up, that things are actually happening the way that you're putting them, because these allegations once made against officers or any person in this house have consequences, Mr. Speaker. It is only fair that you make that substantiation. The third one, and all these are on page 8, is an allegation of corruption, that on diverse dates, she said that there were cases of corruption in Parliament, posting various messages on social media, that there are allegations of corruption. You know for a fact, Mr. Speaker, none of us here would survive an allegation of corruption if we are going to continue to be public servants in this republic. Now, I have had a conversation, and I had a conversation in this chamber with Senator Gloria, and I told her that in fact the beauty with our system is that there exists a mechanism through which you can demonstrate using evidence and facts that in fact these things are happening to you. And that was the invitation that came from the Committee on Powers and Privileges. Mr. Speaker, what is most disheartening is that when you read this report, Senator Gloria Oroba, on 2 separate occasions, was invited to appear before the Committee on Powers and Privileges. Mr. Speaker, if you look at page 7 of that report, paragraph 12A, the first thing is the committee confirms here that Senator Gloria was given an opportunity to appear before the Powers and Privileges Committee, ostensibly to table evidence to back her claims of sexual favors, of corruption, and of favoritism in this particular house. Mr. Speaker, you can see that at paragraph 13, that matter, some of those allegations that she had made were the subject of investigation by none other than the Directorate of Criminal Investigations. And at paragraph 13A, the report says that the evidence submitted was not enough to sustain a criminal charge in court. That is to tell you that the DCI had concluded their investigations and that they found the evidence that was provided not substantive enough to sustain any charges against anybody. Mr. Speaker, it was also at paragraph 14, the committee says that no evidence was tendered by Senator Gloria Oroba to rebut the charges, and hence the allegations that she made remained unsubstantiated. On the day of the hearing itself, the report says that at paragraph 11 on page 6, that it had granted her an opportunity to be heard, and she refused to take that opportunity to be heard, refusing to continue with the proceedings, and the committee elected to continue to proceed and hear this matter. So all I am saying, Mr. Speaker, when this matter was first brought before the House, I was inclined to some of the thinking that I have heard some of our colleagues saying, that maybe the punishment that has been proposed by the committee was too harsh.